Hello, welcome to 1981's top 10 ranking. All the movies I think every horror fan should have in their collection. Like I said in the first video, if I make it all the way to 1989, which I plan on doing, 10 for each year, I might move on to a different decade, but then again, I might just start back at 1980 and give you a second 10, and go through the 80s a second round. I think I own at least 20 from every year of the 80s because like I said, it's a deep decade for horror and the best decade in horror history, I believe. Just a lot of creativity in the 80s. It's just the boom of every genre, basically. You got creature features and like slashers galore. Everyone knows the 80s horror. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, let's get right to it. I'm going to bring you 10 in this episode that I think are must-owns. The point to these videos for me is just to use them as reference guides. Like if you're ever in the mood to watch an 80s horror movie or buy one, watch or buy, you can just remember my video and be like, oh yeah, here's 10 that I should own. So yeah, let's get right to it. First up, this one's from Blue Underground, and it is The Prowler. I just recently watched this for the first time, and honestly, this is a hard one because it is slow with not a lot of storyline. It's just a typical run-of-the-mill slasher, but what sets this apart and makes it so I think everyone should own it is the special effects. They are just absolutely ridiculous. Like Tom Savini's top of his game here. All the kills are just brutally realistic, nasty. The killer's pretty freaking cool looking. Like I enjoy excellent looking killers in my slasher movies, and I think this is one of them. But yeah, The Prowler. I've only ever watched it once, so I don't have a ton to say on it, other than it is just a prowler prowling his way around this like small town and just taking out people. What feels random, like it feels like he's just randomly killing people, but he's every time he kills somebody, it's just like brutally detailed. It's insane. Anybody that has seen it knows what I'm talking about. The kills are all really awesome. A lot of pitchfork kills, stuff like that. The reveal at the end of who it is, bit of a letdown. Didn't really care, but the way he dies is absolutely excellent. So yeah, check out The Prowler. In ninth place, I have from Tobe Hooper. This is The Funhouse. Another just great slasher movie. It's sort of a slasher. It's kind of a monster movie, slasher movie, carnival horror. It's this one for me. It's all about the atmosphere. I really think that carnival horror is an underutilized genre. I haven't seen like a ton of them, but the ones I have seen are always great. Like they're always just really fun atmospheres. But yeah, it's a group of teenagers and they go to the local carnival. They're all lying to their parents about where they're going so they can get out. And they get there, it's a lot of atmosphere building up, and then once they reveal the slasher, I can say, I guess. I don't really know what to call him. Once they reveal him, the movie gets ridiculous. And it's creepy. It's a pretty messed up special effect on the slasher. Memorable face. Yeah, The Funhouse. I think it's one of Tobe Hooper's best movies. It's hard. He's got a few bangers, but this one I would definitely put in top 5 Toby Hooper for sure. Right up there. But yeah, really cool stuff. Check it out. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep on the movies. This is more about just what to buy, what I think everyone should own and have in their collection. And they look good. Like in my collection, I like to put them in their years, side by side. That's the way I organize my collection, is when it comes to like horror movies and certain things, I like to put like them in years. So all my 80s together, all my 90s together, stuff like that. Next up here, we have another one from Blue Underground. This is Dead and Buried. Like I've seen this one about three or four times now. But the first time I had ever watched it was when I picked this up a couple years ago. Just comes with the 4K, this. But this is on Blu-ray as well from Blue Underground. And this one really caught me off guard of how much I enjoyed it. Just some excellent, like, atmosphere again. Like, it's a small town and everybody's a little weird. Robert Englund's in this in a small role. Obviously before Nightmare on Elm Street, 3 years before. But the nurse in this movie is worth watching for, just for her. She's excellent in like multiple ways. Just some really cool, like right from the opening scene, there's this guy with his camera and he runs into this girl, on this like beautiful girl on the beach, and he starts talking to her and he starts taking her pictures, and then he just gets like attacked and murdered brutally. And it just ends up being like this small town and something fishy. It's so hard to talk about these movies without spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything, but something fishy's going on in this town. And when they reveal what it is, it's really freaking cool. It's really ahead of its time, I think. Feels more like a modern storyline. But yeah, excellent transfers too. Blue Underground does some of the best 4K transfers in my entire collection. It's just phenomenal stuff. But yeah, Dead and Buried, another must own. Next up, I'm guessing most people probably own this, and it's Halloween 2. I just have it in the thick, like, hard box from Scream Factory. I know everybody talks about how much they don't like the artwork on these. I actually kind of like it. I like how they all have the leaves blowing in the backgrounds. Like, I don't know. I know it's not the greatest, but... Oh, I don't have it reversed. I like to have the reverse art on the inside. But yeah, it's a 3-disc. It's a nice set. You got 4K, DVD, and Blu-ray, theatrical, television, and then your unrated. But yeah, it's Halloween 2. If you've seen Halloween, you have to see Halloween 2, because it's literally a lead-in to end those original 2 movies. And I actually really like this. Like, I love the hospital atmosphere. I know Jamie Lee Curtis being basically bedridden throughout most of the movie is a bit of a letdown. But I mean, it is back then. Like, if you would have watched this after the first one, it does make sense. Like, she's traumatized. She is like messed up. She got stabbed. She's like hurting. So it kind of makes sense that they bring her to the hospital, give her some morphine, put her to sleep. And Michael Myers' chase continues. They up the kills in this. He's killing everybody on his way to the hospital. And then when he gets to the hospital, it's a whack one nurse at a time situation. Some pretty cool ones. One of the most memorable is when he stabs the one nurse in the back with a scalpel. Like, that wouldn't even... It only goes in about this far. and then lifts her straight up in the air with one hand. Doesn't make sense at all, but hey, whatever. And then you got the hot tub kills that are pretty good. Melts the girl's face off in the hot tub. Just, it's not like masterclass John Carpenter. It's just, I enjoy it. It's just a fun, ridiculous slasher. And it's Halloween too. Everyone's probably seen it. Solid stuff. I like it. I also like how they take him out too in the end. The bullets in the eyes. I think it's really freaking cool. They should have put that on the cover, actually. They should have put, like, the blood rolling down his mask from his eyes. That would have upped it a little more. Alright. In 6th place, we have I think it's underrated, but every time I hear somebody talk about this one, they do have great things to say, and that's The Burning. This has a 4K as well, but I haven't upgraded. To be honest, like, I like this movie a lot. I think the kills are phenomenal here. I feel like this is Tom Savini again. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, doing unbelievable special effects as he always does. But I also just like this cover. Like, I think that's an excellent cover. Just freaking cool, man. But yeah, it's a bunch of kids playing a prank on a guy at the beginning, and they accidentally burn him alive, and it's pretty brutal. And basically, he comes back for his revenge. And you got a young, what's his name? Jason Alexander, I think. Jason Alexander. Is it on the back? Yep, Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. And then Holly Hunter in a young role here. This is all about just how cool the kills are, this movie. Because it is just another camp counselor, Friday the 13th kind of clone. But it's just done very well. Like, I think The Burning is an absolute must-own in every collection. It's a pinnacle, one of the pinnacle slasher movies. I am shocked that this never got sequels. I know I've heard people say that before, that it's kind of crazy, because like he's a cool looking character. His name's Cropsy, right? Cropsy. Like, you gave him a cool name, you gave him an amazing look. How did you not follow this up with sequels? Like, obviously there's a story there where the studios didn't want to or something, but just really cool, must own shit. Doesn't really need to be a 4K. See, that's another problem I have with the 80s horror movies being on 4K. Like, I understand the classics, black and white movies, they really need 4K upgrades because they look freaking beautiful in black and white 4K. But these 80s slashers and most of the 80s horror movies, they don't really need to be in 4K because they have that, like, campy, grainy feel, and even in 4K they still have all the grain. They still look the same, basically. A lot of the movies I've upgraded on 4K, I can barely even tell the difference from that era. Next up, we have a classic that a lot of people consider the greatest werewolf movie ever made. It's definitely there for me. It's American Werewolf in London. I just have the standard 4K from Arrow. Happy with this. Sounds like there's a loose disc, but there isn't. It's just one of the ones that don't sit deep. It's only 4K. Comes with tons and tons of special features, as you'd expect from any boutique label release. But this one's a hard one for me because I didn't watch it when I was young. I have other werewolf movies I watched when I was young. I watched this probably the first time when I was like 20-ish. And it is excellent. Like, it's got great writing, great acting. obviously the greatest werewolf transformation sequence of all time, and will always be that too. I don't like nothing will ever beat it because of the practical and just how unbelievable it looks. Like it's cringy. Like it's like not cringy in a bad way, just like ugh, like when I'm watching it, it gives me the heebie-jeebies when his hands are separating and his body's elongated and his face. Like they do such a good job. This movie is worth the entire watch just for that scene. Like it truly is like a spectacle, in my opinion. But it's also got really cool storyline going on. A lot of good comedy moments, cool dream sequences. What's his name? David Naughton. He gives an excellent performance in the lead, and his best friend does too. And the one thing that kind of irritates me in the beginning, but I guess it kind of does feel realistic, is when they get attacked by the wolf. He gets up, like David Naughton's character David gets up and runs away while his friend's getting attacked by something, and it's always kind of bugged me a little bit because it's such a cowardly thing to do. Like if he would have turned around and started punching this thing in the head or attacking it or something, his friend might not have died. But I mean, it's part of the story. But yeah, American Werewolf in London, you have to have it. Next up, this is a version of this movie that I don't think you have to have this version, but so I'll just say what it is. It's Lucio Fulci's The Beyond, and I have the Grindhouse releasing like super special edition. Comes with the Book of Aben. Like it's the Book of Aben, but it's got all the movies inside it. So you have your original theatrical version and the composer's cut on 4K with special features, commentaries. Like this version of the movie is absolutely ridiculous. Then you have the theatrical composer's cut on Blu-ray. Then you have an entire extras disc, even though there's already extras on those ones, but it's insane how much bonus features you get here. Archival extras disc with classic stuff. 2 full extras discs. You have the which one's this? This. Oh, okay, 7 Doors of Death. I don't even know what this one is actually. Is this like an alternate title probably? Version of the movie, I'm guessing. And that's only on DVD. And then you have the soundtrack on CD. Like, unbelievable. All in this really awesome booklet. And here's the funniest part. I didn't own this movie. It also comes with a really sweet book that talks about his entire Gates of Hell trilogy. And goes even deeper on them. Like, tons of text. Like, it's a good reading book. Not just picture book. So this copy is awesome. This is an excellent release from Grindhouse. And so I do recommend buying this version of the movie. But then again, if you don't end up liking the movie, then you have this crazy copy. See, I'm middle ground on this. This is like a 4 out of 5 for me. So having insane special editions like this in my collection for movies that aren't like 5s, or at least 4.5s, I don't usually do that. But the story behind it is I didn't own the movie. And then when I went to buy it, this edition was available and it was on sale for like $60. Which is reasonable here in Canada because when it came out it was like $120. So I was like, half price sale, I'll just grab that edition. And to be honest, the regular version of the movie was already like $40. So I'm like, extra $20, you get this insane collector's edition. And then I watched it for the first time, and like, it's so hard because it is unbelievably, like, shot, and the score is not my favorite of the Italian, of Lucio Fulci's movies. Like, it didn't catch me and hook me like some of his other movies do, like Zombie and and the one I talked about in the last episode, The City of the Living Dead. But it's still a solid score. But what this movie displays is some of the most creative and disgusting kills in movie history, I think. Like, some of them are so gross and well done that it kind of shocked me. I was like, holy moly, like, these are nasty. In particular, eyeball scenes, like, some of them are fucked. Just like, ugh. And then, like, there's a scene, if anybody doesn't know, it's the Gates of Hell trilogy. So, a gate of hell is opened, and so everything's just happening around these gates of hell, and every horror thing you can imagine, Satan is just spawning shit. And there's one scene in particular in the movie where a guy falls off a ladder and cracks his head on the ground, and he's laying there and he's kind of like messed up and he can't move. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of tarantulas come out of nowhere, start crawling, and they start crawling all over him, and that's scary, like, in itself. But then they start biting him, and it's close-ups of their teeth actually going into this guy and tearing. And then it just goes on and on and on to the point where that one crawls inside his mouth and rips his tongue out. And then they bite him right directly into his eyeballs and tear his eyeballs right out of his head. And it's brutal. Just brutal, man. But very cool, and has, like, an amazing atmosphere. And, like, here's the thing, on further watches, it was a first time watch, so on further watches, this might rise to the 4.5, 5 level for me, because the ending kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting what happens and how kind of abrupt it is. Like, it's kind of threw me off, but after thinking about it and talking about it here, I'm starting to realize that maybe that's what sets it apart from other movies where it's just different. But yeah, The Beyond is an absolute must-own in your collection. Any version of it, obviously. But if you want to go crazy, then this is available. And it's really nice. Looks good as a nice display shape piece on your shelf. Now, in third place, we have the Steelbook for My Bloody Valentine. Like the original. This has got a 4K upgrade as well. This one comes with the DVD, I believe, and the Blu-ray, or is it just 2 Blu-ray discs? Oh yeah, it's just 2 Blu-ray discs, one with special features, one with the, like, theatrical cut. But throw that one in the garbage, because where it's at for this movie is the uncut version, because it adds a bunch of awesome gore scenes that push this movie to another level. This one, I watched it again a couple days ago because I needed a refresher on it. It's been a few years, and I was like, I can't remember why I had it at a 4.5 on Letterboxd, and I couldn't remember why. I was like, 4.5, that seems a little high for a movie. I can't really remember much. So I watched it again, and yes, this is a 4.5. This is pushing a 5 even. It is just amazing, small town right here in Canada atmosphere. Everyone talks like they're Canadian, so it's legit. They all have the Canadian accents, kind of like myself, I've been told a million times. And, like, there's a bunch of A's in here. There's a lot of, like, boots. It's some awesome atmosphere, Canadian atmosphere shit going on. But the storyline is absolutely excellent. I absolutely love it. I won't reveal it, but I'll say this. The modern one, like the remake, reverses what actually happens in this movie. Like, it's the opposite characters are swapped around. So if you've seen the remake, that's a spoiler, but if you haven't, it doesn't matter. But great acting, just phenomenal kills, especially on the uncut version. The regular edition, not so much, but the uncut version, kills are freaking awesome. Unreal, awesome ending. Credits and credit songs are a big deal for me. I really, when a movie ends, I love a good end credit song. It just, to me, it makes me want to sit there and take in what I just watched. If it's a crappy end credit song, I usually go away a little disappointed. So it's probably going to be lower. And this has an amazing end credit song. And then, like in the special features, which I watched yesterday, they also do like a reunion of all the cast and crew and stuff. And it's like set in this like local, just rented a building kind of atmosphere. Like maybe even like just a hall kind of thing. Small one. And they have the guy that sings the end credits song in here. Can't remember his name, damn it. But he's there and he performs it live on stage in front of all of them. And it's a catchy little tune. I might upgrade this to 4K. I'll keep this nice steelbook and I'll get the 4K as well. Because it is a very dark movie. And I find the sound on their voices isn't very great. It kind of needs the upgrade. So I might get off here actually when I'm done this video and order the 4K of it. But yeah, that's an absolute must-own. One of the best slashers of the 80s. It's a travesty that didn't get sequels. And then my number 2 pick is Friday the 13th, Part 2. Also from my Scream Factory Collector's Edition. Obviously, everyone has that, like I said in the first episode. But yeah, we got the introduction of, well, not the introduction of Jason, because he's introduced at the end of the last one, but the introduction of man-sized Jason. And he's got the potato sack head, and it's creepy as fuck. Maybe the creepiest in franchise history for me. But I think Amy Steele is an excellent final girl here. It's kind of crazy that they kill Adrienne King off in the first, 5 minutes, but, I mean, they let you know this movie isn't fucking around. You got Harry Manfredini back for the score. Awesome kills. This is just, great step up from the first movie. The first movie's a whodunit slasher. This one is just a straight up slasher movie, no holds barred, tons of memorable kills. Guy in the wheelchair's kill is just unreal. Just everything, man. The whole iconic ending where she puts on the mom's sweater and talks to him like she's his mother, and it slows him down, gives him enough time to get a stab in. It just some great shit. I think this is a phenomenal follow-up to the original. One of the best in the series, but I love this franchise. This is probably my favorite horror franchise of all time, so I'll just be quick on these ones, because everyone frickin' owns that Scream Factory Collector set, and if you don't, you have to get it. It's the only way you ever need the movies. Because of what I was saying earlier, they're very campy, and they don't really need 4K upgrades. They look perfect on that. But my number 1 pick for 1981 comes in this big-ass box set I have here. And it's the only way I have this movie, and I think I need to buy another edition of it. But it's the original Evil Dead. And I just have it in the Groovy collection here that comes with Evil Dead 2, which will probably be back in a future episode coming up. And then it comes with the complete series of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. But opens up. Mine's a bit broken. I know people have probably seen this open before, but I will, no, I guess it's not broken. It's just a bit flimsy. It's a flimsy case. But yeah, inside's phenomenal. This is a pretty awesome set. Kind of a must-have, to be honest. And then it comes with the booklet. And you got your first Evil Dead, and that's where I'm stopping. Show you the rest once I get there. But you got the 4K and the Blu-ray. To be honest, another movie that doesn't really matter that it's in 4K at all. Like, this feels like what it feels like, and it doesn't matter about the 4K, but it's cool to have it. But yeah, you got your original Evil Dead. Didn't grow up with this. This was one that I watched for the first time when I had already met my wife, Kayla. And we watched this probably in like 2000, I want to say like 6 was the first time I had ever seen it. I might have seen it before that, but I don't remember. My first memory is that, and why it's such a deep memory is because we had our first daughter then, and she came out of her bedroom during the cellar sequence where, well, everybody knows the cellar sequence, and she screamed at the top of her lungs and was bawling how terrified she was, because she was young, like 2-3 years old. So it might have been later than 2006, actually. It might have been like a 2009 watch, now that I'm thinking of her age and the years lining up. But yeah, I just love it, man. It's unbelievable filmmaking. Just must own, must see. Bruce Campbell, the introduction of him as an actor, basically, and Sam Raimi as a director, goes on to become one of the greatest horror movie directors of all time, I think. Not just horror movie directors, just directors. Like, I think he's one of the greatest of all time for directors. Even when he does all his non-horror stuff, it's fucking great. So, you have Evil Dead. The creation of the cabin in the woods, basically. And just unbelievable guerrilla-style filmmaking. Like, unreal. One of my favorites in the franchise. I like the original Evil Dead the most. Like, it's one of my favorites. I have never really thought about ranking that series. It's a real difficult series to do a ranking on for me, because every movie's so different from the next movie that it's hard to rank them against each other. Like, Army of Darkness is like a medieval times action comedy. It's barely even a horror movie. Has horror elements. Evil Dead 2 is just this, but like on crack. The Evil Dead remake is just freaking torture horror. Like, it's just like sickening, basically. And then the two newest movies are like fun mixtures of all the things. So yeah, that's a hard franchise to rank. I might do that eventually. Watch through them all back to back to back. One thing I've never done is watch Ash versus the Evil Dead show. So I also need to do that. So yeah, that's my first 10 of 1981 that I think are all must-owns that everyone should have in their collection. 1982, another solid year. I'll bring you those 10 in a couple days, and I'll just keep rolling from there. Thank you to anybody that watches my videos. Leave a comment. Give me your top 10 of each of these years. And if I don't own one of them, I'll definitely buy it immediately and throw it into a future top 10 video. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.